is given to the library that is to be managed in the sense you with available budget, with available money, whatever you purchase, that should be judiciously done so that whatever the committee agrees, you also being the part of the committee, so your opinion also matters, and you make the purchases for the library as per the needs and requirements of the users, which may be students, maybe faculty, maybe other staff members. The next thing, what we have seen, with the finances which are provided to us, we make purchases of the resources to be added to the library. In addition to the infrastructural needs of the library, we go for the intellectual resources which are needed to be added to the library so that users use them and enhance their knowledge. So that is, of course, the major requirement for any library to make purchases, develop the resources, what we call as the collection development and improvement in the services which you are providing to the users. The another aspect which we are going to deal now or today is the management of human resources. As I told in beginning, management of finances, management of resources, and management of human resources is the activity involved while managing a library and information center. Of course, the management of human resource which is available with you, that means your colleagues, maybe at managerial level, maybe at middle level, or even at the lower level. All these three types of staff members are required to be managed in the library in such a way that you are able to meet the goals of or objectives of your library using those staff members. Whatever goals are assigned, you should fulfill. In order to fulfill the objectives or the goals of your organization, of your library also, you are required to take work from them. Taking work from them is one aspect. Whether we expect that, what we expect that all the persons who are deployed in a library, they perform their functions with interest, with dedication, so that the readers get satisfied with their works, whatever
Excuse
need
me, sir.
they are.
Which unit, sir?
It is related to human resource management, unit number 13. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Unit number 13 related to human resource management. That means how you are managing your staff in the library so that they perform well, they are able to provide satisfactory services to the user. Of course, for any organization, whether it is a library or whether it is any kind of organization like educational institution or business, the success of the venture depends on how the people involved are working, how much they are interested in carrying out the works allotted to them to the maximum extent, so that there is no lacuna or shortcoming in their performance. So let us see what are the things which are involved in the human resource management of a library like other organizations. We are concerned with the relationships which are there among the employees, the relationship between the management and the employees, and the coordination between the employees, that is one member to other member. If they are properly coordinating, there will be no duplication of work, and also whatever is going to be carried out, whatever work is to be carried out, that will be performed or done with satisfaction. The human resource management not only is concerned with the relationship between the employees or between employee and the management, but also how we can see the development aspects of our own staff. That is also very important. As the employees are responsible to carry out their work, the management also is responsible to see that the needs of the employees are met with great consciousness. What are their needs, you have to identify, try to satisfy. The need may be individual needs, the needs may be of group needs, needed while performing an activity or a process in the organization or in a library. Let us see some of the definitions as usual when we are going to study any aspects of management, then we try to define that activity. So here we will see with what concerns the human resource management is there. One of the old definition, of course, these definitions are given in your study material also. You can read it. But same time, we'll also discuss to some extent. One of the definitions says that human resource management is that part of the management function which is primarily concerned with the human relationships within an organization. As I told earlier, the relationship in an organization, what relationships are there between the employees, employee to employee, or employee to the management. It says its aim is to bring together and develop into an effective organization the man and woman who make up an enterprise, and having regard to the well-being of an individual and working groups, to enable to make their best contribution to its success. What is the goal? What is the objective? You see that each employee group which is deployed in an organization contributes its might in dedicated manner, full manner. Whatever he is supposed to do, whatever his assigned tasks are there, those tasks are to be performed. How those tasks are to be performed? With dedication, with utmost dedication. There should be no shortcoming while performing the duties by a staff member. Then another definition is also there, which is the new definition given in 1966. What it says? It says that you should keep always the goals of the employees as primary, goals of the organization and primary, and the needs of the employees primary. Both the things should be met. If the requirements and needs of the employees are met properly, naturally he gets motivation, and due to this motivation he performs well. What is motivation? That we are going to see in the next sections of the this chapter, or in our discussion, how you can motivate the employees and all. There are certain goals or objectives of human resource management one of the management guru, Michael J. Ducius, he says, what should be the objectives of HRM, human resource management? Attaining economically and effectively the organization goals. Naturally, what we have been speaking now, that the goals of the organization while performing the functions, one should see that the objectives of the organization are met fully. Another thing he says, the aim of the HRM should be serving to the highest possible degree the individual goals. One is goals to be achieved by a group of employees. But individuals also have been assigned the task, and his task is to meet the goals which he has been assigned. An individual, what work he has been told to do, whether he is able to do that work honestly, with dedication or not. If he is doing with dedication, with greater satisfaction, then the individual goal assigned to him is also achieved. The third objective, what he says, the HRM should be preserving and advancing the general welfare of the community. What should be the aim? Advancing and preserving the general welfare of whom? Of the users, of the readers, and also the employees themselves who are there. They should also be advancing in the development. Others they have discussed is, what is the HRM? It is concerned with what? It is concerned with manpower planning. Manpower planning means whoever are the staff member existing in a library or in an organization, you should plan what work you are going to assign to an individual, and see that proper planning is done before assigning a job to somebody. And then also side by side, the human resource management is concerned with recruitment of employees, selection of proper person, and also placement of the person. And after the tenure is over, the person is to be either, if there is a problem, he may be terminated before itself, or he may be given retirement when he achieves the superannuation age. Then another is aspect of human resource management is providing proper education. Suppose the employee, when he joins an organization, he may not be fully educated. He may be having only a certificate. Then try to encourage him to go for higher education or sent him for some specialized training so that he is able to perform the job without any difficulty, since he is trained personnel. Many times you might have seen whenever a new system is developed, whenever there is a new software comes, a new technology comes, at the time what you do, your HRM is supposed to send the employee to the suitable organization where he gets proper training, he becomes trained, and he is able to perform the jobs assigned to him with great ease without facing any difficulties, because he has learned while sending for training how to manage that new thing which has come. It may be a software, maybe a technology, maybe a method, that he or she becomes trained. Another function of the HRM or the objective is to make the terms of employment. What will be the jobs a person has to perform? How long an employee can work? Up to 58 years age or 60 years age. What benefits he is going to accrue? What is the promotion policy? How many years after joining the organization and serving for a particular tenure, a person is eligible to be assessed for promotion. And also the remuneration, what he is going to get, how much salary he is going to draw, how much DA or HRA, house rent allowance he is going to get. All those aspects also forms the part of human resource development or human resource management. Finally, it says, very important the aspect, maintaining interpersonal relationship among employees and employers. Very important aspect. If the employer and the employee is having good interpersonal relations, cordial relations, then taking the works by employers from their workers becomes easy. It becomes easy. But instead of maintaining proper cordial relations, always showing proud, always scolding the staff, finding their shortcomings, will not provide fruitful results. Already you know that they have got some shortcomings. Try to overcome those shortcomings. Try to make the person perform well so that his shortcomings get away. So that his shortcomings get away. And here, if you see some of the objectives given, says The main objective of HRM is to achieve the effective utilization of human resource, establish and maintain adequate organizational structure, secure the integration of the individuals and group with organization, to generate maximum individual or group development. All these things we have already, in nutshell, we have already discussed above. Same thing, maintain the high morale and better human relations inside the organization. Always that should be the aim. And recognize and satisfy individual needs and group needs. So that should be the always motto of an organization, objectives of an organization, so that works are performed in the right way. Whatever functions are assigned, they are performed right way. Here, if you see, some functions also have been given. What are the functions of HRM? It says one has to set the general and specific management policy. There should be collective bargaining, contract negotiations, contract administration, proper staffing in the organization, and also finding, getting and holding prescribed types and number of workers. What type of workers we want in an organization, in a library? We should get that kind of persons only. If you deploy a person who is well trained in library works, having a degree or PG in library science, you cannot put him and tell you do xeroxing work or do some circulation work. We have to deploy appropriate person for the appropriate job, suitable to his qualification, his post, and the skills what he has got. That should be always considered while putting an individual for a job. And also the HRM or the human resource management should provide incentives to the employee so that they get motivated. Motivation is very important. And also one should review the what works you have allotted, review who are the members, whether in your library have they been given proper allotment of work, or you should review from time to time. You should audit the manpower and see whenever needed any change to be maintained, any change to be carried out. Then an important aspect of human resource management is given. If you see your page number 216, supervision. Super means higher. Super means higher vision, advanced vision. Always it is not enough to allocate the work to the employees. and assume that they are performing well. You have to time supervise their works being performed, the functions being performed, and make any changes required uh, by discussing with the employee. A supervisor should not think that he is the Superman. No doubt, he has got more skill than the worker who is performing certain tasks, but it does not mean that he should find the shortcomings, why you are doing this, why you are not doing like this, unless until it is needed. Unnecessarily interference should not be done. No doubt it should be, one should interfere as a supervisor only when you feel that it is must to interfere or advise the employee where you have really found something some shortcomings, then you can do it. And there are certain things what supervisor is supposed to do. His works have been defined. What is meant by supervision? It says supervision is defined as the activity of managing at the organization level where management members and non-management members of an organization are in direct contact. So, as a supervisor, you should watch the work of workers or staff working under you, see that they perform with devotion, with dedication. But if you find some shortcoming in their working, you should not be aiming at punishing him, finding the mistakes and telling you are not performing well this, and instead of that, tell him this, the way you are working or how you are performing is not so satisfactory. If you want your work to get improved, you follow this method, follow this procedure. Like this, the supervisor should interfere in their work, try to motivate them, try to correct them if they are at fault. And also, what it says, good and efficient supervision presupposes well-defined objectives and accepted standards for assessing achievements. Always you know what are the standards of performing a task in the library or in the organization, whether those tasks are performed in the same way or not. If not, make a polite suggestion to the employee performing that job to perform well. Some of the principles are given here. If you go to page number 217, you may find that what qualities a supervisor should have. He, the supervision should be done with right intensity. It should be done with right intensity, without every time going, disturbing. That should not be there. You choose a periodical supervising schedule and meet the employee, watch him, advise him if anything you can. Also it says the personal employee's interest should be taken into consideration whenever required. The supervisor should consult employee as well as also his higher ups when he is advising the change. Other things given like loyalty, informal assessment to be done from time to time, and also see what we call whether the work climate is inducive to work, whether employees are able to perform without any problems. Apart from this, the human resource management involves what we call motivating the staff. Motivating the staff. Motivation means encouraging the staff members. How you can motivate? You can motivate always by encouraging them, praising them that they are performing well. And if he has to suggest, he says, it will be still much more better if you adopt a particular way of performing the job. Whenever needed, motivation can be provided by providing incentives, providing rewards. Just I will come in a minute. So, providing rewards, motivation, the rewards may be financial rewards, maybe trying to just wait for a minute, I am coming.
So, sorry for this disruption. Uh, the motivation always is concerned with the encouragement of the employees, maybe in the form of some praise, in the form of some reward, in the form of some encouragement given, or maybe promotion, or tell him that he will be nominated to be promoted. Whenever his assessment report comes, he will be nominated if he is performing well. So here in the motivation, you can see here some a kind of definition type is given. What it says: motivation deals with the factors that cause, channel, and sustain an individual behavior. What are the factors? Some factors may fluctuate and influence on their actions and goals. It concerns those dynamic processes which produce a goal-oriented behavior. Naturally, whatever goals are there, which an employee is supposed to meet or achieve, when he is able to achieve, then naturally he is supposed to get praise, and that praise is nothing but providing the motivation. Since increase in productivity is the ultimate goal of every industrial organization, motivation implies at all levels is the most critical and most baffling function of the management. One thing I will tell you, as a librarian, there is less requirement of frequently praising and encouraging your colleagues at on par with you or a little below you. Only the best part of providing motivation is always at lower level. In beginning of your study material, he says there are two types of persons, two types of employees. One type is what we call blue-collared persons who are performing blue-collared jobs. And another category is what we call white-collared job performers, officers, managers, supervisors. They are white collar job performers, while the others, a Xerox machine operator, a circulation assistant, person who is arranging shelving assistants in the stack rooms, those type of employees or staff members need more motivation, more encouragement, because they are doing repetitive of types of job. Repetitive types of job means always issuing the books, taking the books, reserving the books, sending reminders, and these stack people, stack staff always arranging the books on the shelves, identifying if something, some level has gone, and pasting. Repetitive jobs. And such people, sometimes the job may be a little bit boring, but does not mean that they should not perform. They should perform those repetitive jobs, and to encourage them carry out those jobs satisfactorily, it is the duty of librarian and his supervisory staff to motivate the staff from time to time. Always motivate them from time to time, so that those repetitive jobs also they carry out with dedication. That is the aim of motivation. And here it is given, if you see in your study material, which he refers to your other chapter, McGregor's X theory, Y theory, where he says that always suppose a part-time employee or contract employee is there, what he aims at, always his aim is to do better job so that he becomes permanent. And once he becomes permanent, even though at lower level, if you motivate him, his aim will be always he may get a promotion. Though he got permanent, next time he will be promoted. Like that, if the needs, lower level needs to higher level needs of employees in systematic way, in systematic manner, if they are met, the employees will be satisfied, get satisfied, and the better performance will be there. And you know, in any organization, whether it is the business organization, industrial organization, or in library related organizations, where the libraries are there in parent organization, there will be what we call unionism. Uniting, what is meant by unionism? The employees try to join together, form a union, so that they can fight for their rights. Sometimes they want some change in working hour. Sometimes they want some incentives, some money. Sometimes they want some better conditions of working, some comforts. So, and individuals, normally what happens, the employers or the higher authorities don't listen to individuals' demands, individuals' needs. But if you join together and form a kind of union,
it becomes easy to convey the demands, and also in most of the times the demands are met without much what I can say, delay and all, if the demands are genuine and if it is proposed by the union, it will be agreed. In most of the, of course, some of the government organizations are libraries, etc. There will be no trade unions. Trade unions will be there in case of business houses, industries, where the working is there, workers are there. But in offices, most of the time, there will be associations, individual associations, as well as the professional associations, which sometimes raise the voice collectively so as to the demands or better conditions which are desired by the employees are met with without much difficulty. And for that purpose, some of the professional associations, can somebody name what are the associations in the field of library science? Yes. Can you name an association, professional association? Vani, Siri, Ramya. Can somebody tell me names of some professional association associated with libraries? Have you heard about ILA, Indian Library Association? MLISC, Indian Association of Special Libraries and Information Centers. Collectively, professional associations are also formed. Yes, please.
ALA.
ALA also, American Library Association. Yes, very good. It is at international.
LA. LA.
Yeah, ALA is the American Library Association, and our association in India is ISLIC, ILA, Indian Library Association, and also association at
British
state
Library
level.
British Library Association. British Library Association is there.
Okay, okay, good. So the individual associations are there which try to meet, put the demands, maybe of profession, maybe of working conditions, maybe of some improvements that can be always done. And main thing is that whatever you are doing in an organization, you should make your job interesting so that it can be performed well, and a person who is performing a job should get job satisfaction. If he or she is getting job satisfaction, naturally he will continue to work with devotion, with honesty, so that the things are carried out in nice way. So these are some of the things we wanted to discuss in this human resource management, and we'll see in next class when we meet what is meant by human resource planning. Today we have seen human resource management, and in next class we will see what is meant by human resource planning. That is your unit number
14. Please read those things and compare if any doubts are there. So we will stop here for today because since you have got other class also to attend, and then we will join tomorrow's class. Okay, tomorrow is also another class. Okay, bye. We will meet tomorrow. You attend us.